Hi, good morning. All right, welcome to the Payson Courts. My name is Judge Garvin. To the right of me, not currently, but we'll have a clerk in here. She's doing a few things. That's going to be Andrea Ham. Garrett is our bailiff. We are here to assist you with today's proceedings. This group advisory is to serve you as well as the courts with improved management of yours and our time. Hopefully we'll have you seen and onto your day much sooner, as much of the information I'm providing you today is the same for each of you. Many of you are here for a civil traffic violation, a criminal misdemeanor violation, or both. The purpose of this initial appearance or arraignment is to formally advise you of the charges against you, advise you of your legal rights, assure your knowledge of right to counsel, and provide you an opportunity to state your plea on record to the court. During this appearance, the court will notify you of certain rights and set a date for your next proceeding or conclude the case today. You are scheduled today in either the Healy County Justice Court, the Town of Payson, or Town of Star Valley Magistrate Court Consolidated, that is the Payson Regional Courts. This arraignment is where you will enter your plea of either guilty, not guilty, or no contest. Each of you share the same rights, and they are the following. Number one, the right to remain silent. If you choose to exercise your right to remain silent, I'll enter a not guilty plea for you today and schedule your next hearing. Number two, the right to an attorney, and in some cases, the right to a court-appointed attorney. To have the court appoint an attorney, there are two requirements. Number one, there must be a financial qualification, meaning you must not be able to afford an attorney. If you're wishing to ask for a court-appointed attorney, I'm going to have you fill out a financial questionnaire that's on that purple clipboard at the desk there. But then there's a second requirement. The case must also qualify for a court-appointed attorney for the second cause. So number one, not be able to afford, and the other cause could be, an example is loss of liberty, which is some jail time. So if you're facing jail time on the charge that's alleged against you, or the possibility of jail time, then you have the right to qualify, you have the right to request a court-appointed attorney at little or no cost. If you think that you have a reason for a court-appointed attorney, remember, two qualifications: I can't afford one, and number two is give me a reason that you believe is a qualifying reason for the court to provide you a court-appointed attorney at little or no cost, and I'll let you know yes or no if that reason qualifies. Each of you were given an attorney waiver form when you checked in at the front counter. If you have not done so already, when you are called to the bench, please write in your name and case number if known on the form. The bench is right at the edge here, so when your case is called, please come to the very edge here, and you and I will be exchanging forms back and forth. If you are not seeking counsel, you must check the top box that reads, "I do not want an attorney," quote unquote. If you are going to retain an attorney at your own expense, please advise me, and I will enter a plea of not guilty and assign your next court date. The attorney waiver form can be discarded or returned to the court. If you are seeking a court-appointed attorney and the court determines that you are not entitled to one, and you choose not to seek your own attorney at your own expense, check the second box that states, quote, "The court has determined that you are not entitled to a court-appointed attorney and you choose not to retain one," unquote. You may change your mind at any time considering hiring or seeking a court-appointed attorney or an attorney at your own expense. So let's say today you decide, I don't want an attorney, but right when you walk out of the courtroom, or a week later or a month later, you decide, I do want an attorney. You go ahead and get an attorney. Just notify the court that you're doing that, because the dates are scheduled different. Defendants who are not represented by an attorney are scheduled on particular dates, and defendants who are scheduled with attorneys are scheduled on a different date. So that's the only reason why we would need to know. Misdemeanor classifications. Each of you defendants have either a civil traffic, a petty offense, or a misdemeanor offense alleged against you. If you have a copy of the complaint with you, the classification may be listed next to the charge on the complaint. So the charge would have a 13-something or 28-something. That's the number code. And then it'll have a printed out description of what that charge is. Well, next to that number code, there may be a 1, 2, or 3M. That is a class 1, 2, or 3 misdemeanor, and these are the penalty ranges for each of those. A class 1 misdemeanor has up to a $2,500 fine plus surcharges, 6 months of jail, and/or 3 years of probation. A Class 2 misdemeanor has up to a $750 fine plus surcharges, 4 months of jail, and/or 2 years of probation. A Class 3 misdemeanor has up to a $500 fine plus surcharges, 30 days in jail, and/or 1 year of probation. And a petty offense has up to a $300 fine plus surcharges only. Mandatory minimum penalties. Most charges do not have minimum penalties. However, some do. Mandatory minimum penalties are built into the Arizona Revised Statutes. An example is a DUI charge. A DUI has a mandatory minimum fine of $1,515.50, a minimum of 8 consecutive hours of jail time, and mandatory DUI counseling. So those 3 components are mandatory if you're found guilty or if you plead guilty or no contest to a DUI. And if you were paying attention earlier, it's an example of a DUI case qualifies for a court-appointed attorney as long as you financially qualify, because it has that jail time requirement, that 8 consecutive hours of jail. Your plea options are pleading guilty means that you're admitting that you committed the crime. Pleading no contest is accepting the conviction but avoiding a factual admission of guilt. Both guilty and no contest are sentenced the same and will show on your criminal history as a conviction. A not guilty plea means that you're innocent of the criminal offense charged or that you wish to discuss the case with the prosecutor. You might even accept that you are somewhat responsible for the offense alleged against you, but you wish to talk to the prosecutor to see if there's a plea agreement because of the reasoning. Okay, so that's another reason why you could plead not guilty, even though you might believe that you had some responsibility to the charge. When you enter a plea of guilty or no contest, you may be sentenced unless your case involves a victim. Victims have the right to be heard, and the court must comply with victims' rights notifications. If your case involves a victim and you enter a plea of guilty or no contest, your sentence will be deferred and you will be given a court date to return. Additionally, when you plead guilty or no contest to any case, you are given up certain rights. By pleading guilty or no contest, you're given up the following rights. Number 1, the right to plead not guilty and require the state to prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. Number 2, you're given up the right to trial, either by jury or a bench trial. Not all cases qualify for a jury trial, and I will inform you on a case-by-case basis if your case qualifies for a jury trial, and your right is to request a jury trial if you feel that you're not guilty. Number 3, the right to the assistance of an attorney at all stages of the proceeding, including appeal, and in some cases eligible for a court-appointed attorney that we spoke of earlier. Number 4, the right to confront witnesses against you and cross-examine them as to the truthfulness of their testimony. Again, this is if you enter a guilty or no contest plea. These are the rights that you're giving up. Number 5, the right to present evidence in your own behalf and have the court compel your chosen witnesses to appear and testify free of charge. Number 6, the right to remain silent and to be presumed innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. And number 7, the right to a direct appeal. Rule 14.4 states that a conviction may have collateral consequences, including but not limited to immigration consequences, and other potential collateral consequences, including the possible suspension of your driver's license, an impact on a commercial driver's license or other professional license, an impact on your insurance rates, the revocation of probation or parole, an increased penalty for further criminal charges, becoming a prohibited possessor if convicted of domestic violence charges, and if you're not a citizen of the United States, a plea or finding of guilt may result in deportation or being denied citizenship or reentry. Further on citizenship, Rule 17.2 states that any person who enters a plea of guilty or no contest or is found guilty after trial understands that if you're not a citizen of the United States, pleading guilty or no contest to a crime may affect your immigration status. Admitting guilt may result in deportation even if the charge is later dismissed. Your plea or admission of guilt could result in your deportation or removal, could prevent you from ever being able to get legal status in the United States, or could prevent you from becoming a United States citizen. A Rule 33 petition. You may file a Rule 33 petition for post-conviction relief, and if denied, file a petition for review. At sentencing, you'll get a letter that will explain to you in detail what that is. It'll also explain to you how to set aside the judgment and seal the records. You may apply to set aside the judgment of conviction pursuant to Arizona Revised Statutes 13905. Once all the terms of the sentence have been completed, then you may qualify for a certificate of second chance and apply to seal the records pursuant to Arizona Revised Statutes 13911 once terms of the sentence and the timeframes have been satisfied. At sentencing, as I mentioned, you will be provided an informational sheet that will further explain the Rule 33 petition, the set-aside judgment, and the sealing of records. A not guilty plea. We spoke about a guilty and a no contest plea. Now let's discuss what occurs when the court enters your plea of not guilty. Number one, a court date for a pre-trial conference will be provided. That could be abbreviated on your paperwork as a PTC. At the pre-trial conference, you will meet with the county or town prosecutor. You will have a private meeting with them. The prosecutor may provide you with a copy of the police report to review, discuss the case, and share information about the evidence they intend to use at a trial to be scheduled at a later time. Use caution when you're speaking to the prosecutor. What you say may be used against you in court if the case does in fact proceed to trial. So if you plead not guilty and you're scheduled for the pre-trial conference, you'll come to a setting just like this, and then the prosecutor will take you back into a private room and discuss the case with you. Might be best to listen to what they have to say first before you divulge information, because they might offer you a plea agreement that you accept without you having to say anything. If you feel comfortable in expressing any concerns about the charging or what you did or didn't do, you can do that, but just use caution that if you give information, they can use that at the trial at a later time. At the conclusion of the pretrial conference, one of 4 results will occur. Number 1, the case will proceed to trial and you will be given a court date. Number 2, the case could enter a plea agreement that all parties agree on, including yourself. Number 3, the case could be dismissed. Or number 4, the case could be continued for the request of either party to be able to collect more information before either side makes a decision. If you are here for a civil traffic offense, these are non-criminal offenses. You will enter a plea of either responsible or not responsible. If you plead responsible, a fine or sanction will be imposed for the sentencing. If you plead not responsible, a civil traffic hearing will be scheduled, or if combined with a criminal offense that you have pled not guilty to, the prosecutor will review the civil and the criminal charges, and those could be used as bargaining chips, if you will, in a plea agreement. When your name is called, please come forward to the bench with your attorney waiver form. Answer questions with yes or no instead of or nah or yeah or now. We're on record. I'll know exactly what you're answering, but the record has a difficult time making this distinction between the slang words. So I'll just remind you to please answer with yes or no. Please ask any questions that you may have. I cannot provide you legal advice, but I cannot provide legal advice, but I can provide legal information. It can be about any of the information that I just shared with you, or it can be outside of the scope of the information. I just can't tell you what you should do or what you are your best choices. Okay? Dean Rodriguez. Hello, sir. How are you?
All right.
You were here very early, so you might get out of here very early. All right, Mr. Rodriguez, this is case 2026 TR 12049. Would you state your full name for the record, please?
Dean Vincent Rodriguez.
Thank you. So we're here for a displaying a plate suspended for financial responsibility. That's a civil traffic offense. And then we're also here for driving with a suspended, revoked, or canceled driver's license, a Class 1 misdemeanor. You did provide proof of insurance to the court already. Let me take a look at that. So that shows that you currently have insurance to the vehicle.
Yes, and I have a obtained license.
Okay, so you've made your license valid. All right, so let me tell you what your options on a driving suspended violation are. You have the ability to plead not guilty, show the prosecutor this, and see if they'll change this out of a criminal offense. I don't know, I can't speak for them or say what they will or will not do, but have I seen cases come through here where it was a criminal violation that they've changed to a civil violation? The answer to that is yes. Or you can plead guilty or no contest, and I can sentence you, and I'm going to give you a reduction on the fine regarding that, but it will go on your criminal history. So those are your choices to give you full information on that, on how to proceed forward.
I'd like to go to trial, and
Okay.
I would like a court-appointed attorney, please.
Okay, sure. All right, so let me, there's no jail time being asked of this case, so that means that if you wanted an attorney, you would, court-appointed attorney, you'd have to provide good cause to me for that. Outside of I can't afford one, now I need a good cause because there's no jail time. Or you choose to hire an attorney yourself, or you waive the presence and represent yourself.
Well, I have a suspended CDL, and I'm trying to get that back. And I've heard that if you have any criminal misdoing on your record, that you are not eligible for a re-implementation of a CDL.
Okay. Yeah, so that would still not qualify for a court-appointed attorney. So that could all be true, but that doesn't qualify the case for a court-appointed attorney. So you're now left with either I'm going to represent myself, or I'm going to hire an attorney at your own expense.
Could I go to trial just myself and the prosecutor?
Yeah, well, it wouldn't be just the prosecutor. They'll probably have the officer that wrote the citation and whatever other witnesses they feel necessary. So that's what the trial. So I don't know who their witnesses would be, or what evidence they would present. But yeah, so it wouldn't be, definitely would not be just the prosecutor. It'd at least be another witness at minimum.
Okay, I'd like to go to trial.
Okay. So now I just need a decision on how you want representation of yourself, or are you going to hire an attorney?
I'm going to represent myself, I guess, because I don't fit the criteria for a...
Okay. All right, so if you want, on that attorney waiver form, since you asked for a court-appointed attorney and I've said that your cause doesn't qualify, I would probably recommend that you check the second box that says I asked for one, the judge told me no, basically. And then date and sign where it's highlighted, please. And then we'll get you ready for your... And I'm going to go ahead and make a copy of your driver's license and all that.
Okay. Do you want me to sign or print my name?
Signature there.
Signature.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Can I see the citation? So we don't need a driving record because we don't have an insurance. They put it out on there, they told him to go get one. He don't need it.
Yeah, he doesn't need that for the charge. I didn't even mention it. Yeah, thank you. So our staff may have told you about a 39-month driving record. Did they do that? Here's those back for you.
No, they did not.
Okay, yeah, so the civil traffic violation of driving with a suspended license plate, you're pleading not responsible for that as well?
I too got that amended as well, sir.
Yes, so I've got a copy of that already that you provided, and I've got a copy of your driver's license that you provided. But I just didn't know if you were pleading not responsible for that. You can, so that way the prosecutor sees the whole thing and can talk to you about, plea agreement or whatever. So if you plead not responsible to that.
I didn't know that my registration got suspended or all that, because the mail delivery is kind of weird to where I live.
Okay. All right, so do you want to plead not responsible then to that?
Yes.
Okay.
I showed up early because the cop who pulled me over said you need to be there at 8:30 in the morning, or 8:15 better.
Oh, so they're on the citation. Did you see the ticket that you signed? You gave a 9 o'clock time, but I mean...
I just was going by what he told me verbally.
Okay. All right, so those are back for you. I'm going to give you your court date. This is the pre-trial conference that's scheduled. You pled not guilty. We entered that. And for a pre-trial conference that is set for 6/9 of 2026 at 2 p.m. That's where you'll come back and you're going to talk to the prosecutor regarding that. I've got your information that you've provided here, that your license is now valid and all that information. So they'll have that when they see you at that pre-trial conference, and then they'll talk to you about any plea offerings that they may have.
Okay.
Okay, if I can get a signature for that date where it says defendant.
Hey, am I going to get a copy of this?
You are.
Okay. Sign where it says defendant?
Correct. All right, I'll get you this copy. Do you have any questions for me at all, sir?
Not currently, sir.
All right, so when you get your copy from our bailiff, then you'll be all set to go. We'll see you on that.
Thank you, sir.
You bet. Kimberly Hatfield. Hello there. All right, this is case 2026-TR-033. If you'd state your full name.
Kimberly D. Hatfield.
Thank you. So you're on a driving suspended, revoked or canceled driver's license violation. Did you understand the information in the group advisory that you gave?
Yes.
All right. Any questions on that?
No.
How would you like to
No
proceed?
contest.
Want to enter a no contest plea?
Yeah.
How about the attorney information?
I don't need an
Okay,
attorney.
if you check the top box there, because you don't want one.
This is an interesting pencil.
Keeps it easy to notice if it walks out or not, so.
And then just sign a date.
Correct, yeah. All right, thank you. And we can do sentencing paperwork with you. All right. So in the group advisory, I talked about the rights that you're giving up by entering a no contest plea. Did you understand those rights?
Yes.
Are you on probation or parole?
No.
Okay. Understanding each of those rights that I gave in the group advisory, that you indicate you understand, you wish to waive those rights with your no contest plea?
Yes.
I'm going to provide a factual basis of the case. You're not admitting or denying those facts, but acknowledging that those would be the facts used at trial if the case proceeds to trial.
Yes.
And that is on January 28th of 2026 at about 11:05 p.m. You were contacted at or near 100 East Scout Loop on the Tono Apache Reservation. Within that police contact, it was found that you were operating a motor vehicle on a public roadway while your license was suspended, revoked, or canceled. That occurred in Gila County in the jurisdiction of this court, and you are here pleading no contest to that, correct?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Regarding your no contest plea, you're making that voluntarily?
Yes.
Nobody forced, threatened, or harassed you to make that plea?
No.
Did anybody promise you any lighter sentence or punishment that if you pled no contest, you'd receive it?
No.
Okay. The court accepts your plea of no contest, finds that you made it knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently. These are the rights I read in the group advisory that you understand and don't have any questions on. You're waiving those rights by signature, which says defendant, please. All right. This is that letter that I promised you that talks about how to set aside the judgment and seal the records.
Okay.
Okay, if you would sign this one, I'll get you a copy of that. I've crossed out domestic violence at the top. It doesn't apply to your case. All right. Do you wish to give any statement before the court imposes sentencing?
No.
Do you currently have other driving suspended violations with the court?
Yes.
Are those cleared yet or not cleared
Yes.
yet? They are?
Mhm.
Okay. Is it possible you can get your driver's license back?
Yes.
How soon?
I'm working on that now.
Set it for sentencing.
What's that?
Set it for sentencing, just in case she gets it.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna
The
say.
conviction could affect her.
Okay. So, it's depending on how your, why your license is suspended, by getting a conviction of another driving suspended. It could add another potential suspension sentence to that.
Okay.
So if you have the eligibility, that you believe you have the eligibility to get that license back, I'm not telling you what to do, but it could benefit you to plead not guilty, and then you get that license back within, our next court date's probably gonna be outside of 30 days, so if you think you can get it within 30 days, or 45 days, you know, I can even work with you a little there, then you get that license valid, then the prosecutor may, I can't speak for them, I'm not promising anything, but they may be able to look at that case a little different, to not have a criminal conviction of driving suspended on your record, and may treat it civilly. I don't know that they'll do that.
Right.
Can't promise you what they'll do, but have I seen that case come through like that? Yes, I have. So I don't know if that, with taking that into consideration, you want to change anything.
Yes, I would like to then.
Okay, so we'll enter not guilty plea for you now, and I will give you a court date, and meanwhile, you get your license, and then hopefully bring it with you to the next court date, and see what the prosecutor has to say.
Okay.
So I walked you through all the rights and all that on the no contest. We're just going to hold that where it's at. We're going to back out a little bit to the not guilty plea on it. Okay, 6/9/2026. So you got quite a bit of time to be able to do that. If you would sign for that court date where it says dependent. And confirming you still wish not to have an attorney. Correct?
No.
You'll do this on your own.
Yes.
All right, so we'll get you a copy of that, and we'll see you back on that date. Make sure you bring it with you if you get it. Do you have any questions?
No.
Okay, then you're all set to go.
All right, thanks.
Yep. Lisa Susan? How bad did I do there? Susan, sorry about that.
No, not that bad.
Okay. All right, this is case 2026, CM 12068. Could you state your full name?
Lisa Sesson.
Thank you. Middle name too?
I don't have one.
Okay. So on the citation, it lists as this. Is that incorrect?
That was taken off. It legally was taken off, so I have no idea why that's on there.
Is it on your driver's license?
It is not on my driver's license.
Where they got that from? Okay. All right. So we're here on a criminal trespass violation. That's a class 3 misdemeanor. Did you understand the information I gave in the group advisory? There's no jail time being asked for the case. Regarding your attorney decision, have you made a decision on that?
If I need one, I would like a court appointed. I can't afford an attorney.
Okay, so there's no jail time. Do you have a cause that you can tell me for a court appointed attorney besides I can't afford one? Remember, I need that second qualification.
Well, with the fact that I have I'm on disability for a traumatic brain injury, and I don't always process information, so having somebody to help represent me would be helpful.
So yes and no. Now I know that we've had hearings before and all of that, and you did that without an attorney, correct?
Right.
And did you do okay in those
I
hearings?
struggle with it.
Okay.
Not always feeling like I process and say correctly what I should say.
All right, so we'll go ahead and enter a not guilty plea in with that information.
The citation.
Pardon me?
The citation.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We'll go ahead and assign the attorney. You do have a TMI?
TBI,
TBI.
yes.
Do you have any doctor treatment or
I've
anything?
got tons of information.
Yeah,
I
if
just
you
didn't
could just
bring
find
any.
something that's general and it doesn't have to be specific, that I have been, I went to a hospital for this or this, and provide that to the court. That way we have supporting documentation of that, okay?
Do I need to do that ahead of time, or?
Well, we're gonna assign it now.
Okay.
If I don't have it by the time the next hearing, I might say we don't have the attorney until we
No,
get it.
so I can just
Yes,
get it and bring it
yeah,
in? Okay.
Yeah, bring it in or email it to us if you wish, whatever you'd like to do there.
Okay.
Okay?
Judge, can we just verify the address?
Sure. Yes, you have it.
I just correct the bail?
Oh, I need to see it, yeah.
Oh, I thought it was on. Is the bail address?
That's my mailing address.
Okay, so if your attorney communicates with you, that's what you want?
That's my mailing address. I physically live up here.
Okay, so if your attorney mails you something, you want it to go there?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry.
And I did have it on here.
Okay.
You put it on here. Not used to that. You also have, do you have an email address?
I do.
Would you scratch it down right here, and then we'll also add that. That might be a better way to communicate. Do you look at your emails?
Every day.
Okay, so we'll put that in there as well. There's that email on the bottom of that.
I got it, thank you.
Oh, you got the email?
Yeah, it's on the
Okay.
citation. It's
Oh,
LG
okay.
Sesson.
LG Sesson, yeah.
All right, so this is your court date scheduled. Is this going to be the correct court date with the court-appointed attorney? I got it.
6/9, but it needs to be 9 a.m.
Okay,
I think I had
I'll make it
two.
9 a.m. Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, so still the same court date, 6/9 of 2026 at 9 a.m. If you would sign for that, our self-defendant.
And then is this when I would meet with the person, or?
I'm going to give you that information
Oh,
right
okay.
now. Yeah.
Okay.
So this is your court-appointed attorney right here. That's his name and his phone number.
Okay.
That's the court date again. Call 5 days prior. You may or may not get a hold of him. Just leave a message. If you don't talk to him, he doesn't give you any direction, then you will meet him here, but you'll know that you've called and all that information.
Okay. Okay.
So I'll get that, those 2 copies for you.
Okay.
All right, and then once you get that paperwork, you're excused. We'll see you on that date.
Thank you.
All right, you bet. Marshall Woods. Oh, sir, how are you?
Good. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Okay.
All right, so this is case 2026 TR 12044. Could you state your full name, please?
Marshall Ben Woods.
All right, Mr. Woods. So there are 3 charges of a DUI. One is a DUI being impaired to the slightest degree. The other one is DUI having a blood or breath alcohol concentration at 0.08 or more. And then the third is this extreme DUI violation having a blood or breath alcohol concentration at or above 0.15%. Did you understand that information I gave in the group advisory?
Yes.
All right, so this case does qualify for a court-appointed attorney. I see you have your form.
Yes.
Right?
I came by, but they said I had to turn it into you.
Correct, yeah, have to review it and approve it. And then also the case is jury eligible. So let's first address the court-appointed attorney portion.
I'm currently unemployed. I got let go of a job I had just started. And I haven't looked for another job because, facing jail time and all, I wasn't sure. That's something to go over with a public defender, maybe.
Okay. Okay, you do qualify for a court-appointed attorney. I'm going to enter a not guilty plea for you.
Yes.
And assign your attorney for you.
Yes, that's what I wanted to enter. Thank
Okay.
you.
Let me just confirm that this address is correct, if you wouldn't mind, just yes or no.
Yes,
Good email address is there,
yes,
and a phone number here is good.
yes. The only thing that I've noticed, my middle name was spelled Brown, and there's no R in it. It's kind of a French Canadian
Okay,
name.
I
I was
got it.
named after an uncle. It's B-O-W-N.
All right, so let me basically make sure that the citation is correct.
It's correct on the thing.
Yeah,
It's just not the court.
Understood. All right, sir, so put a note on here. All right, so your attorney that has been assigned is Tyler Allen, and that's his phone number there.
Okay.
You can contact him 5 days prior to your court date, which is indicated right here, 6/9/2026 at
Okay.
9 a.m.
Yeah.
If I could, let me make another copy.
Can I call him sooner, like right away?
No, because he won't have your case. He won't know anything about it.
Oh, so I need to wait like at least a month or
5 days prior.
that's the first
Yep.
time to make contact with him?
Correct, because it'll take us to get the case prepped, get it sent to him, and you're going to be one of the many, many, many cases.
I understood.
Yeah, and then once he gets it, and he'll have an opportunity, at least to review it. If you might call him and not get a hold of him. So if you don't receive any other direction, you might meet him for the first time here.
Okay.
But he'll know that the case is there. He'll be ready and prepped for you.
Okay.
All right, so I'll get that to you, and I need you to sign for that court date, which is indicated right here. If you'd sign where it says defendant, please. There should be a pin
Sure,
item
yep.
on it. All right, thank you, sir. All right, so once we get these copies back to you, we'll excuse you. Do you have any questions?
No.
Okay, so just call him 5 days ahead of time. You may or may not. You leave a message, and then either way, unless he gives you other direction, we'll see you on that court date here.
Certainly.
All right, sir. That's all I've got for
Thank you.
This one needs the interpreter.
Interpreter? Mr. Munoz? I'll get an interpreter.
Welcome to Language Line Solutions. For Spanish, press 1. For us.
Thank you for calling Language Line Solutions. This is host with ID 495293. I'll be your Spanish interpreter today. I am proud to serve you. This call may be monitored for training and quality assurance purposes. Do you have the customer on the line, or do you need a call out?
I need a court-certified interpreter. This is a court system.
Okay, give me just one moment, please.
Thank you. When you get a second, Garrett, could you grab that mic and bring it around to you? No hurry. We got a little ways.
I put you on a quick hold here.
Thank you.
Doing 9.
Hello, this is Nicole. I'm a customer agent. You need a legal Spanish interpreter, is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah, may I have your first name?
Donald?
Your surname? Ma'am, may I have your surname? Last name?
What did you need?
Your last name?
My last name's Garvin. G-A-R-V as in Victor I-N.
Thank you. May I have your department?
Payson Regional Courts, P-A-Y-S-O-N.
Thank you. Please hold for your legal Spanish interpreter.
Thank you.
Respondent Language Line Solutions. This is Susana. ID 200403. Of the Spanish interpretation of service, this phone may be monitored for training for insurance purposes and is ready to do instructions.
Thank you. May I give you an interpreter oath, please?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that you will well and truly interpret from Spanish into English and English into Spanish accurately, completely, and impartially, using your best skill and judgment in accordance with the standards prescribed by law and the Interpreter Code of Ethics, that you will follow all official guidelines established by this court for legal interpreting or translating, and discharge all of the solemn duties and obligations of legal interpretation and translation?
I do.
Thank you. I have the defendant standing in front of me. If you would introduce yourself, please.
Buenas, voy a ser el intérprete en el día de hoy.
Okay. Está bien.
Okay.
What is your name, and could you spell your last, please?
¿Cuál es su nombre y si por favor puede deletrear su apellido?
Sóstenes Muñoz.
Sóstenes.
Muñoz.
Thank you. Can you spell your last name, please?
Gracias. Por favor, puede deletrear su apellido.
M-U-N-O-Z. U-Z. Muñoz.
M-U-N-O-Z. N-O-Z. Munoz.
Thank you. And could you answer yes or no that this is your address?
Gracias. Por favor, puede contestar así sea con sí o con no. Esta es su dirección.
No.
No.
Okay, I'm going to have you update your address here, please.
Por favor, le voy a pedir que actualice su dirección.
Address here.
La dirección aquí.
And the city and state.
Okay.
La ciudad y el estado.
Could you provide a phone number and an electron or email also?
También puede proveer un número de teléfono y la dirección de correo electrónico.
Electronico?
Tengo.
No?
No tiene correo electrónico.
No.
No.
Okay, the state is alleging an excessive speed violation.
Bueno, el Estado está alegando una infracción de exceso de velocidad.
It's alleged that you were traveling 62 miles per hour in a posted 35 mile per hour zone.
Se alega que usted iba manejando a una velocidad de 62 millas por hora en una zona donde está publicado el límite de la velocidad de 35 millas por hora.
That is a Class 3 misdemeanor that is punishable by the following.
Esto es un delito, esto es una infracción menor de clase 3 que se penaliza con lo siguiente, o se puede penalizar con lo siguiente.
A fine of up to $500 plus surcharges,
Una multa hasta lo que es un máximo de $500 más los sobrecargos,
30 days in jail,
30 días en la cárcel
and or 1 year of probation.
o un año de probatoria.
There is no jail time being asked of this case, so you're not facing that as a possible consequence.
Entonces, con respecto a lo que es este caso, no se está solicitando que usted pase tiempo en lo que es la cárcel en sí. Por lo tanto, eso no es una consecuencia que usted estaría enfrentando debido a esto.
Your options are to plead either guilty, not guilty, or no contest.
Las opciones que usted tiene es de declararse si así sea, o culpable, o no contesto.
Additionally, this case does still qualify for defensive driving school.
Y además de esto es un caso que también califica para lo que es la escuelita de manejo defensivo.
If you're eligible and have not attended defensive driving school within the last year, then if you attend it now, the citation is dismissed. You just pay for the school.
Y en el caso dado que usted sea elegible para esto y usted no haya ido a lo que es la escuelita de manejo defensivo durante lo que es el último año, entonces en el caso dado que usted vaya a la escuelita, esto sería un citatorio que sería desestimado y no tendría que pagarlo, sino tendría que pagar por la escuelita en sí.
The traffic school can be attended online or in person.
Y lo que es la escuela de tránsito, usted puede ir así sea presencial en persona o por la internet.
Are you interested in defensive driving school?
¿Usted está interesado en la escuelita del manejo defensivo?
Pues yo puedo pagar.
Me? I can pay.
Okay, if you pay, a criminal conviction will go on your criminal history. I want to make sure that you're aware of that if you're pleading guilty or no contest.
Yo solamente quiero cerciorarme de que usted sepa lo siguiente. Si usted paga y si usted se declara si sea culpable o no contesto, entonces estaríamos hablando de una ofensa criminal. Estaría yendo a lo que son sus antecedentes.
If you attend the traffic school, the citation is dismissed once you complete the traffic school.
Pero si usted va a la escuela de tránsito, el citatorio se desestima una vez que usted ya haya ido y haya terminado la escuela de tránsito.
Okay.
I'm not telling you you have to go to defensive driving school, but the difference is having a criminal conviction on your record and having your insurance rates change because of the excessive speed violation.
Yo no le estoy diciendo a usted de que usted vaya a la escuela de tránsito, yo solamente le estoy diciendo es que la diferencia es de no ir a la escuela de tránsito es que usted va a tener lo que es una condena o que ha sido condenado criminalmente en lo que es este caso y tendría lo que es un incremento de lo que es su tasa de seguro debido a lo que es un exceso de velocidad.
If you plead guilty or no contest, we'll move forward into sentencing today. If you request the traffic school, I give you a new court date to complete the school by.
Entonces, en el caso dado que usted se quiera declarar culpable en el día de hoy o no contesto, entonces nosotros vamos a proseguir a dictar lo que es la sentencia en el día de hoy. En el caso dado que usted quiera proseguir con la escuelita de tránsito o de manejo defensivo, entonces yo le estaría dando a usted lo que es una fecha nueva para que usted pueda comparecer en el tribunal para que complete la escuela de tránsito, la termine.
If you plead not guilty, I'll schedule you back to court for a pre-trial conference and you'll meet with the prosecutor.
Y en el caso dado que usted se declare no culpable, entonces yo le voy a estar programando a usted lo que es otra fecha que usted va a comparecer en el tribunal una vez más para lo que es la conferencia antes del juicio, en el cual usted ya se estaría viendo con el procurador.
At the conclusion of the pretrial conference, one of 4 things will occur.
Y una vez que ya se haya concluido lo que es la conferencia antes de lo que es el juicio, entonces una de estas 4 siguientes cosas pueden suceder.
1, the case will be set to trial.
Primero, el caso se estaría fijando para ir a juicio.
2, the case could enter a plea agreement that all parties agree on.
Lo segundo es de que el caso puede entrar en lo que es una declaración de culpabilidad en la cual todas las partes involucradas van a estar de acuerdo en la misma.
3, the case could be dismissed.
Tercero, el caso puede ser desestimado.
Or 4, the case could be continued for further information.
O el cuarto es que el caso se va a ser prorrogado para entonces tener más información.
Do you understand all of those options?
¿Usted entiende todas estas opciones?
Sí.
Yes.
Do you wish to plead guilty or no contest or not guilty or attend a traffic school?
¿Desea usted declararse culpable, no contesto, no culpable o ir a la escuela de tránsito?
Sí, pues ir a la escuela, ¿tengo que ir aquí o puedo ir a donde vivo, en Albuquerque?
Yeah, going to school. Do I have to do it here or can I go over there where I live in Albuquerque?
You can do it online or in person. If it's in person, it does have to be an Arizona traffic school, but you also have the ability to do it online.
Bueno, lo puede hacer por la internet, en la red en línea.
Okay.
Ahora bien, si lo hace en persona, entonces tiene que ser lo que es una escuela de tránsito en el estado de Arizona. Pero también lo puede hacer por la internet, o sea, en la red en línea.
Ok, lo hago por internet, está bien.
Oh, I'll do it online then. Okay.
Okay? Will you be able to have somebody translate this English written document to you at a later time to how to register for the school?
Y en un momento más adelante, o sea, más tarde usted va a tener alguna persona que le pueda interpretar a usted o traducir ese documento de inglés al español para que es el documento de cómo usted se registra para la escuela de tránsito.
Sí, mi hija me ayuda.
Yeah, my daughter will help me.
The key part is that your next court date is 5/1 of 2026.
Lo más importante de todo es que la próxima fecha en la cual usted tiene que presentarse, o sea, comparecer en el tribunal es el 5/1 del 2026.
Make sure that you complete the traffic school 7 to 10 days before that court date.
Entonces usted se tiene que cerciorar que usted ya haya terminado, o sea, completado la escuela de tránsito, así sea 7 o 10 días antes de esa fecha.
Okay.
If you do it 5 days prior, it may not register in time and it will be null and void.
Si usted lo hace 5 días antes, puede que no se registre a tiempo y va a quedar nulo y anulado.
Okay.
Can I get your signature here,
Okay.
please?
Sí, por favor, puede firmar aquí.
Oiga, ¿y no puedo hacer la corte por videollamada para la otra porque vengo de Albuquerque? ¿O tengo que
The
venir?
next court, can I do it through a video conference? Because I'm coming from Albuquerque.
All you have to do is complete the traffic school 7 to 10 days before. You don't need to come back to court if you do that.
Lo único que usted tiene que hacer es que usted tiene que completar la escuela de tránsito 7 o 10 días antes. Y si usted hace eso, no tiene que regresar al tribunal.
Okay.
They normally send us a copy of the certificate of completion automatically, but here is our email that you certainly can do it to make sure we get it.
Normalmente hablando, ellos nos envían a nosotros automáticamente lo que es el certificado de que lo terminó, que lo completó.
Oh,
Pero aquí está la información de correo electrónico de nosotros para que usted también nos los envíe y nos haga saber.
ok.
Any other questions?
¿Alguna otra pregunta?
No, es todo. Está bien.
No, that will be all. It's fine.
Okay, you're excused. Good luck to you.
Gracias.
Bueno, ya se puede ir. Buena suerte para usted.
Gracias.
And that's all I have,
Thank you.
and that's all I have, interpreter. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, Your Honor. We appreciate your business. Have a great day. Goodbye.
James McCullum. Hello, sir. How are you? I'm doing well, thank you. This is case 2026 CM12059. Could you state your full name?
James Henry Norris McCullum.
So I got pretty close. All right, sir. This is an allegation of an assault charge. That is a Class 1 misdemeanor. Did you understand the group advisory that I gave?
Yes.
Okay. You're turning in your attorney waiver form. Did you make a decision on that?
Yeah, I want an attorney.
You want an attorney, okay. So let me take a look at the case and review to make sure that there's either a request for jail or not a request for jail. That'll help us determine. All right, there is no jail time being asked of the case. So your attorney, your options are to provide the court with a valid cause for a court-appointed attorney at little or no cost, or hire an attorney at your own expense, or waive the presence of an attorney.
Okay.
So which do you wish to?
Dude, I'm sorry, I wear hearing aids. I didn't catch all that real quick.
No problem. Is this better?
Yes.
All right, so there's no jail time being asked of your case.
Okay.
So if you're looking for a court-appointed attorney, you have to provide me a good cause for one. Number one is the financial qualification, meaning you can't afford one. And then a second cause must also be present. One would be jail time. There's no jail time in this case. So you have to provide the court a good cause for a court-appointed attorney, or you can hire one at your own expense, or waive the presence of an attorney.
I would like to have an attorney.
Okay, and if you're asking for one for a court-appointed at little or no cost to you, you have to give me a cause for that, and I see if it qualifies.
Okay.
Can you tell me a cause?
Yeah, I'm on disability,
Okay,
so,
so the financial part is one component,
right.
and then I still need a second component. So let's presume that you financially qualify for a court-appointed attorney, and we remove that. Okay?
Okay.
Now tell me the other, it's two-pronged, has to be a second reason.
With all my bills, I just can't afford it.
Okay, so I'm going to presume that you financially cannot afford an attorney. So even with that said, you still have to have another cause. Just not being able to afford an attorney alone does not provide you a court-appointed attorney. So you have to have a cause for one, meaning like if there was jail time, if there was a loss of liberty here, then I could say, okay, now if you financially qualify, meaning you can't afford one and there's jail time, that would qualify for a court-appointed attorney. Or if there's a diagnosed mental disability that you have that is not present, you're able to comprehend this, those type of things are causes.
Mine would be a physical one, I guess, because, I'm on disability and
What type of disability?
I was in a traffic accident.
Okay, so before you give me too much, I don't want to ask prior to your personal lives. So it's a physical disability?
Yes.
All right, so not mental disability?
No.
Okay, so you're understanding everything we're talking
Yes.
about? Okay, so that would not qualify.
Okay.
I've had people that come in, without arms and legs, or some surgeries, major surgeries that don't affect the competency portions of this, and those don't qualify.
Okay.
All right, so then if you don't have a cause for a court-appointed attorney, it doesn't mean you can't have one, it just means you can't have one given to you at little or no cost. It means you then need to decide, I'm going to proceed forward and hire my own, or I'm going to waive the presence of an attorney.
We'll waive the presence of attorney.
Okay, sir, so here's the attorney waiver form, and since you asked the court for one and we didn't find the good cause, you probably check that second box that says the court says I don't have cause for one.
Okay.
Okay, there's a pin right there for you, sir. Okay, and then we'll take down. All right, sir.
I guess when I came the first time, which
You saw Judge McKean?
yeah, they told me that the assault charges were dropped. That the state didn't wish to proceed.
Okay, so I'll try to touch on some of that. So there's two charges on this. One of them is a felony allegation, and one of them is a misdemeanor allegation. The felony allegation, it doesn't drop, okay? It just doesn't get filed. So the state can file that charge up to 7 years or the statute of limitations from the date of your arrest, okay? But the assault charge, I have nothing here that indicates that that charge has been dismissed.
Okay.
So, but they are two different things. So you're here in this court for the misdemeanor allegation of the assault, and that's what we're talking about.
Okay.
And then the Superior Court handles the other one on the felony allegation. So if, I'm not saying they will, but if they file that felony allegation, you'll be summoned to court, or a warrant will be requested for your arrest, one of those two, if they file.
So if I plead guilty to this, what happens now?
Okay, if you plead guilty, then I'll schedule you back for a sentencing date, because I need to see if the victim wants to be heard regarding the guilty charge. So before I let you even go today, I'm going to review your release conditions with you. I'm going to call to see if there's any victims in the courtroom to make sure that they hear what's taking place and if they have any input on today's proceeding. So I would have to have you come back to answer your question. I'd have to have you come back for sentencing, so we comply with victims' rights notification.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
So if you plead not guilty, then I schedule you for the pretrial conference. Did you understand that group advisory?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll plead not guilty.
Okay, I'll enter your not guilty plea.
This one's mine.
That one's mine. That's showing that you asked for a court-appointed attorney and the judge said no.
Okay.
And then I keep that. Would you like a copy of it?
Yes, please.
Okay, we'll get you a copy here. I'll get you a few of them. And then if you could answer with yes or no on confirming your address. Is that a good address still?
Yes.
And that's a good email?
Yes.
And that phone number is good?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. All right, sir, that your next court date is scheduled for 6/9 of 2026 at 2 p.m. right here again. If you would sign for that court date where it says defendant, there should be a long pen there for you. And I'll get you a copy of that one, plus the one that you asked for on the attorney waiver form. All right, while he's making those copies, regarding the case of McCullum,
yeah.
Are there any victims in the courtroom that would like to be heard? Okay, sir, come forward. Sir, if I could have you stand over here. You can come right over here. Yes, sir, what would you like to say?
Oh, well, he just got hit in the jaw in the parking lot.
Okay. All right, so his current release conditions are obey all orders of the court, not to commit any further crimes, notify the court immediately of any address change, not to leave the state of Arizona without permission of the court, and not to contact the alleged victim in any manner, and not to possess any firearms. So those are the current release conditions. So you already, it's already been explained to him that he's not allowed to contact you by any means whatsoever. Anything else you'd like to say regarding those release conditions?
No.
Okay. And you heard the next court date?
What date was that?
I'll provide it to you again, but the victim services will also notify you. They'll be sending you information, but I'll give it to you so you have it here before you go.
Right.
There's a copy of that court date. Do you have any questions or anything else?
No, sir.
Okay, sir. Have a good day.
You too.
All right, sir, do you have any questions, Mr. McCullum?
No, I do not.
All right, so you've got your court date, and then you've got the copy of the attorney waiver form information that we talked about. I just wanted to give a little bit of time for him to leave the parking lot. If you'd give me at least a minute or two, and then I'll have my bailiff excuse you here shortly, because we just don't.
Okay.
It's happened before that we've had incidents in the parking lot.
I understand that.
Okay, so we just try to prevent that. So if you just give me a minute or two, and my bailiff will
Are
get
you
a hold
going
of
to
you.
sit down or?
Yeah, just sit down, and then my bailiff will get a hold of you here in a minute. Thank you. Randolph Young. Hello, sir. How are you doing?
Good, good.
All right. So this is case 2026 CM 12071. If you'd state your full name.
Randolph K. Young.
Okay. Thank you. And this is an allegation of shoplifting, a theft charge. That's a class 1 misdemeanor. Did you understand that group advisory I gave? Earlier this morning?
Yes, a little bit of it, yes.
Okay, well, I can repeat any portion of it that you would like done again. So this is a class 1 misdemeanor. The maximum penalty on that is $2,500, 6 months in jail, and or 3 years of probation. There is no mandatory minimum, so the discretion of the courts from 0 up to all those maximums. There also is no jail time being asked of this case, so the prosecutor is required to notify the court if they're seeking jail time, and they have not done that, so there's no jail time, so we can take that part out.
Right.
So you're looking at possible consequences of a fine of up to $2,500 plus surcharges. That's the maximum. There's no minimum, so that's a range in there. And also 3 years of probation. That's the maximum. There's no minimum, so there's a range in that as well. Okay. Your options are to plead guilty, not guilty, or no contest. Did you understand the difference of the three when I gave the group advisory?
Yes.
Okay. And then you have a decision on the attorney. Since there's no jail time, your choices are to hire an attorney at your own expense, waive the presence of an attorney, or provide the court a good reason for a court-appointed attorney at little or no cost. Okay. Do you have any questions on that?
No, sir.
All right. How do you wish to proceed regarding the attorney information?
No.
Hire an attorney, waive the presence of an attorney, or ask the court for a court-appointed attorney?
Waive the attorney.
Okay, so if you would just check that top box where it says I do not want an attorney. Okay, and then if you date and sign where it's highlighted below, April 1st, no joking. All right. And then now you're to the plea portion of either guilty, not guilty, or no contest. And if you have any questions about the differences, let me know. Do you have any questions regarding those three options?
No, sir.
How would you like to plead the charge? Okay. I'll enter your guilty plea, but I have to have you come back for sentencing because this case involves a victim. We have to notify the victim to see if they wish to be heard. They may not, bless you. They may not, but we have to give that opportunity. So I'll give you a sentencing date to come back one more time, okay?
Okay.
All right, so your sentencing date is scheduled for 6/9 of 2026 at 2 p.m. Okay?
Okay.
You would sign for that court date here where it says defendant. Thank you. And then if you could answer yes or no with current information. Is that address good right there?
Space 241, yes.
Correct. And then I have a phone number right here. Is that good?
561 602-583-674. Yes, that's good.
And is this an email address that's good?
Randy and Rhona, R-H-O-N-A. Have to have the and in there.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, so A and D, right?
Yes.
Okay, so that is good?
Yes.
Okay. All right, then we're going to give you a copy of that court date. We'll see you on that for the sentencing, sir.
Yes, sir.
Any questions?
No.
Okay, we'll see you then. Have a good day.
What's your normal driving system? What's your normal driving?
Oh, I ain't got no glasses. 44, yeah.
Those are volunteer glasses. Those are freebies. You can go, yeah, right through that door.
Matthew Strauss.
Morning, Your Honor.
Morning, how are you?
Good, sir. I have some documents.
Okay.
Here's my waiver.
All right, so let me call the case first. So this is case 2026 TR 12061. Your full name, please?
Matthew Strauss.
Thank you, sir. And do you have a middle name?
Montgomery.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. And you're providing your attorney waiver form wishing to waive the presence of an attorney.
Yes, sir. What happened was that I went to the DMV. I found out that I hadn't completed a defensive driving school back in 2023. So it kept showing up as not valid. So I completed that and I got reissued.
Okay, you got your new license now?
Yes, and then I got the receipts from the defensive driving school.
All right.
I just didn't know so I never completed it, so but now I do, so it's all good.
All right, an issue here.
Yeah.
This one is issued on 3/12 of 2026.
Okay.
The offense date is 3/19 of 2026.
Okay, so it was, okay.
So that's an old one.
Okay, so,
let me see your receipt here.
Yeah.
And this doesn't give me any sooner dates than that.
It's, it was paid on, 3/23.
So do you have a current license now?
I guess I will have to get it reissued and bring it to my next court date.
Okay, all right. So I'm going to go ahead and give this back to you. This does show a paid, but if you want to present a valid license to see what the prosecutor will do on the case.
Yeah, I will bring that next time.
So you want me to enter a not guilty plea now?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't realize.
You did understand the information I gave in the group advisory?
Yes.
Okay.
Right.
All right. With your not guilty plea, we've got a pre-trial conference court date set for 6/9/2026 at 2 p.m. Okay? So sign for that one where it says defendant.
Thank you. Can you hold this?
Yeah, sure. And then, let me confirm your address. Is this still a good address for you here?
5745, yes, sir.
Okay, and this is a good phone number?
Yes, sir.
And a good email? Okay. All right, once he gets you that court date back to you, then we'll see you back on that date. Try to have your license ready for that when you come back, and then see what they have to do.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're all set.
Have a nice
You bet.
rest of
You're
your
all set.
night.
You too. Thank you. Michelle Anderson. Hello. How are you?
Hanging in there.
All right. So this is case 2026 TR 092. You'd state your full name.
Michelle Ann Henderson.
Thank you, Ms. Henderson. So got 4 different related charges of DUI, and I'll go through each of those. They're all class 1 misdemeanors. The first one is DUI impaired to the slightest degree. The second is DUI having a blood or breath alcohol concentration at 0.08 or above. Then there's an extreme DUI having a blood or breath alcohol concentration at 0.15 or above. And then a super extreme DUI, which is having a blood or breath alcohol concentration at 0.20 or more. You understood in that group advisory the mandatory minimums that I discussed? Okay. And this case does qualify for a jury trial if you wish to exercise that right at a later time, and does qualify for a court-appointed attorney. I see that you filled out your financial, and take a look at that. You're asking for a court-appointed attorney?
Yes, please.
Okay. No children living with you?
No, no, I wasn't sure, just my husband and I.
Okay. Okay, you do qualify for a court-appointed attorney. I'll enter a not guilty plea for you.
Okay.
Get you your assigned attorney. I'm going to confirm with you on this. Is it a good address for you?
Yes, it is.
And then, do you have a phone and email? Did you enter those? And then if you want, I can take that other attorney waiver form and throw it away for you if you want.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. So first off, this is your attorney, his name and his phone number. Call him 5 days prior. You may or may not get a hold of him. If you don't, leave a message if you're able to. Court date is set for 6/9 of 2026 at 9 a.m. That might be the first time you contact him here. Make sure you report back to here unless you get any information from him. Not in custody. So that's that. I'll give you a copy of that in a moment. Again, your court date 6/9 of 2026 at 9 a.m. if you'd sign where it says defendant. Do you have any questions on that information? As soon as he gets you your copies of that, just remember to call him 5 days ahead of time. Again, you may or may not get a hold of him. Leave a message if you're able to. If he doesn't give you any other directions or you don't communicate with him, you'll just meet him here, okay? All right, so you get your copies, your excuse. Have a good day. Tyler Eggbert. Hello there. All right, sir, this is case 2026 TR12043. Would you state your full name, please?
Tyler Joseph Eggbert.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Were you present during the group advisory that I gave?
Yes, sir.
All right. Do you have any questions on any of that information?
No, sir.
Do you have a decision that you've made regarding your attorney waiver form?
Yes, sir. I'd like to see if I was before court-appointed attorney.
Okay. Don't see any jail time asked on the case, so that removes that ability.
Yes, sir.
Do you have any other cause?
No, sir.
Okay, so then you're left to hiring your own attorney or waiving the presence of an attorney?
Hire my own attorney.
Okay, so
Yes,
I'll
sir.
enter not guilty plea for you.
Okay.
I'll discard that for you unless you want to
Okay.
keep it for any reason.
No, sir.
Okay. Since there's nothing filled out still for you to keep, I'll still use that. Entering the not guilty plea for your reckless driving. So what you'll do is just go ahead and seek your attorney, hire him. I'm going to give you a court date. Make sure you give this form to your attorney, and they'll know what to do, but they'll send us a notice of appearance for you. You have civil traffic violations. Also, there's a no insurance charge on count B, no registration charge on count C, and either an improper helmet or no helmet or eye protection or windshield on count D. One of those regarding that. so this is the next court date for you on 6/9 of 2026 at 9 a.m. If you would sign for that court date where it says defendant. All right, I'll get you a copy of that. I just want to, did I already confirm your address with you?
No, sir.
Is it the Westerly?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And then is this a good phone number for you here?
Yes, sir.
And then that's a good email?
Yes, sir. That's correct.
Okay. Just want to make sure that I have that accurate because it's not right on the citation. All right, you have any questions for me?
No, sir.
All right, as soon as you get your copy, you're all set.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. Dalen Coranza. Hello there.
Hi.
All right, sir, this is case 2026 TR098. If you'd state your full name.
Dylan J. Coranza.
What was your middle name?
Jesus.
Okay, and the last name again?
Coranza.
Okay, thank you. All right, sir, so this is a charge of DUI drugs case. You understood the group advisory that I gave?
Yes,
okay, and you completed an attorney waiver form, or excuse me, a financial request for an attorney. Let me take a look at this. All right. And how old is the daughter that resides with you?
1 year.
1 year old? And that's the only person living in your household with you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Where is this at?
That would be in Prescott.
Okay, so you reside here and commute there?
I reside in Prescott Valley.
Okay, so I don't think I have that information. I have you here on, so this address is no good anymore?
No, sir. That is my mailing address.
Okay. Is it still a good mailing address?
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll give you a form here to give us an update on your physical address.
Okay.
And then the mailing, so it'll specifically ask for both.
Gotcha.
So right here is if you just write your name here and then see where it says my new address and it has mailing, and then put a line and then do your physical and then the rest of that information there, please. Thank you.
Absolutely.
All right. So I'm approving the court-appointed attorney for you on the case. You qualify for a court-appointed attorney.
Appreciate it.
Yep.
And then for a request to come back and forth from Prescott and Payson, would that be through you guys or the DMV?
What you want to do is, since you have an attorney, is just let them know.
Okay.
And then they can put in a request for you to waive your appearance or have you appear telephonically, whatever your attorney decides to do with you and your conversation.
Okay.
Okay? All correspondence and information now go through your attorney, so you don't want to submit anything to the court. You want to use that.
Just go straight to, okay.
Correct. All right, so what you're signing on this form is your court date of 6/9/2026 at 9 a.m. If you'd sign, excuse me, where it says defendant. I've entered a not guilty plea for you, and this is a pretrial conference that's scheduled for you and your attorney.
Appreciate it.
And then on this form, just instructions are, so 5 days prior to your court date, which is listed here again, make sure you try to contact your attorney and let him know who you are and see if he has any instructions for you who might be able to waive your presence at the next one.
Okay.
May or may not be able to do that. And then I'll get you copies of that. Do you have any questions for me?
No, sir.
Okay, once you get your copies, you're excused. Okay.
Appreciate it.
You bet.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You bet.
Thank you, sir. You have a great one.
Thank you.
Fine.
William Henderson. Oh, sir, how are you?
In pain.
What's that?
In pain.
It looks like you got a little limp going on there, so. All right, so this is case number 2026 TR 12045. Would you state your full name, please?
William Blair Henderson.
All right, Mr. Henderson, so you have an allegation of a DUI and also an allegation of a liquor in the vehicle unauthorized. That's a class 2 misdemeanor. Did you understand the group advisory information?
Yes, sir.
All right. This case does qualify for a jury trial also. I've seen that you've completed a financial questionnaire. Would you like to request a court-appointed attorney?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Give me a second here to review this. Right on the borderline of being able to qualify, but I'm going to go ahead and provide a court-appointed attorney to you. I would like to confirm a couple pieces of information here. Is this address current?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and that's a good email?
Yes, sir.
And a good phone number?
Yes, sir.
Okay. With that, I'm going to enter a not guilty plea for you, give you your pretrial conference date.
Thank you.
You'll get copies of these, but on this form, this identifies your attorney, their phone number, and your instructions to call 5 days prior to your court date of 6/9 of 2026 at 9 a.m.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll get you a copy of that, and on this one, it's just notifying you of the court date of 6/9/2026 at 9 a.m.
Okay.
If you would sign where it says defendant here, there's a pen there for you.
And I will get copies of those?
Correct. I'll give you a copy of each one, right here where it says defendant. All right, give that to our bailiff. Do you have any questions about any of that information?
No, sir.
Okay, as soon as you get your copies, you're all set to go. We'll see you on that next court date.
Thank you.
You bet.
Thank you very much. Have a good day. Thanks for your help. You're welcome.
Willard and Shirley? Hello there. How are you?
Okay.
All right, so this is case 2026 TR 076. If you'd take a full name, please.
Willardine Shirley.
Oh, I said Dine, so I mispronounced it. Sorry about that.
It's okay. It's happened so many times.
All right, so we're here for 2 allegations. One of them is a driving suspended, revoked, or canceled driver's license allegation. That is the misdemeanor violation. Then 1 civil traffic violation of failure to produce evidence of financial responsibility. So the court does have your copy of your driver's license, so you are able to get that afterwards. Okay. So you have a couple of options on that. Let me look at this insurance real quick. Did you have it at the time or did you get it afterwards?
I had it at the time.
Okay. 222. Okay, so the offense date is 2/22/2026. The insurance shows effective 2/24, 2 days after.
It's that date of 24 is when the new one comes in. It's like a 6-month thing.
Okay, so do you have the prior 6 months that shows that valid? Because this one shows 2 days afterwards.
No, I have it. The same people with me.
Okay, yeah, if you can find that.
But let me look.
Can you sign this for me while you're here? That was the last guy.
Okay. And if you can't find it at this moment, I still can allow you some time to find it, not standing here.
Okay.
And this kind of give you the information that if you don't have it, then what you need to do, and then if you do have it, then that portion of the citation will dismiss. Okay? So if you can find a copy of insurance that shows effective on the date of the violation, 2/22/2026, the insurance violation will dismiss.
Okay.
If you cannot find it, I already have the proof of your insurance already, so that's good.
Okay.
Then, to receive a reduction, if you're pleading responsible to that, to receive a reduction, because that fine's $945. To get that to reduce to $184, I need a 39-month motor vehicle record of you, not showing any prior insurance violations. You certainly can write that on here if you want. 39-month MVR, motor vehicle record. And if there is no prior insurance violations in that 39 months, you can submit that also to get that fine to reduce to that, from that $945 to $184, okay? And if you find insurance, then that totally dismisses that portion of the citation. So if you don't have it, we've already got the copy of your policy. It shows that vehicle. Let me confirm that. Yep, shows the policy on that vehicle, so all we'll need is the 39-month motor vehicle record, okay?
Okay.
All right, so that takes care of that one. Now, since you've got your license now, you have a couple of options. You can plead guilty or no contest to it. If you do that, I can give you a reduction in fine, but the conviction will go on your criminal history. Or you can plead not guilty, provide this evidence to the prosecutor, and see if they'll give you a plea agreement. They may. I can't say what they'll do, but I have seen cases come through where they take it from a criminal violation to a civil traffic violation because you've already got your license, and that won't go on your criminal record. So those are your options.
So, not guilty.
Okay, I'll enter not guilty for you. And then we'll give you your next court date and provide the documentation to the prosecutor. Now with that, did you understand the option of the attorney information I gave in the group advisory? Do you wish to waive the presence of an attorney, hire an attorney, or ask for a court-appointed attorney?
I'll have to get my own attorney, I believe.
Well, you don't have to, but you can get your own attorney. You certainly can do that.
Okay.
You've done a lot of the work already, so
Okay.
you can always change your mind. Let's say today you decide that you don't want an attorney. You can go to the next court date, speak with the prosecutor, and if they make an offer that you like, you won't have to spend any money on an attorney.
Okay.
If they don't present an offer that you like, or you don't like how that's going, you can then decide to hire an attorney after that meeting if you wish.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
Does that clarify that for you better?
Yes.
All right. So today, what do you wish to do?
I'm so nervous and
Well, let me know if you have any questions. I want to make sure you understand. So right
Okay.
now, you pled not guilty.
Okay.
So you're going to be scheduled to be able to talk to the prosecutor. If you tell me today that you're going to hire an attorney, the prosecutor cannot talk to you. It's against the rules.
Okay.
But if you waive that attorney right now,
Right.
then they still can talk to you. The communication's opened up.
Okay.
And then if the information that they provide you, if you like it, then you can just proceed without an attorney and we come to a conclusion with a plea agreement or change a plea or whatever happens there. Okay? If you don't like what happens at the end of that meeting, you can absolutely change your mind and hire an attorney if you wish.
Okay, so then I should do this top one.
If that's what you wish.
And then that way I can still talk to
Now that leaves the communication open between you and the
and then
prosecutor.
get my stuff in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, and then we get this information to the prosecutor to take into consideration. And then, like I say, you can, after that meeting or any time before, if you decide, no, I want an attorney, you can go ahead and do that. Just let us know.
Okay.
Okay? Okay, so this is your 2.9 miles, okay. Is that also the 0.25 miles, is that also a mailing address?
No,
Okay,
my
I
mailing
didn't-
address is box 25.
Yeah, let me, if I could have
That's
you.
just my physical.
Right, so let me cross this out. If you could put the P.O. box in that little space that's still left on the citation. And that, is all that still good? The zip code?
yes,
Okay,
yes.
perfect. Thank you.
It was P.O. Box what?
P.O. Box 25, yeah.
And it's still 86508?
Yes.
Correct. And then do you have a phone number and email address?
Yes.
Would you be able to enter each of those here for me, please?
Can you read that?
Thank you. All right, ma'am, so here's your court date that you're signing for, which is on 6/9 of 2026 at 2 p.m. And it's showing for the pretrial conference. If I could get you to sign for that date where it says defendant. All right, and I'll get you a copy of that. Do you have any questions?
No.
Okay, so if you come back and get that 39-month MDR, you can send that ahead of time if you want. Just
Okay.
email it to us.
Okay.
Let's see if I got the email address. Yes.
Is that this?
Correct, yep, you can
That's
send
the
that to
email.
the email address right there. And then we can take that into consideration on that civil offense as well.
Okay.
Okay, and then the only thing you'll need to talk to the prosecutor about would be that criminal one. So, or you can bring it with you at the next one and we can take care of it then too. So whatever's easier for you.
Okay.
Okay,
All
any
right.
questions?
No.
Okay, have a good day.
Thank
We'll
you.
see you then. You bet. Matthew Begay. Hello there.
Morning.
Morning. All right, sir, this is case 2026 TR 075. Could you state your full name?
Matthew Ryan Begay?
R-Y-A-N?
Yes.
Thank you. All right, sir, so we're here on two allegations. One of them is driving with a suspended, revoked, or canceled driver's license. The other one is an excessive speed violation. That's a Class 3 misdemeanor. That's alleged at 79 miles per hour in a 55 mile per hour zone. The driving suspended is a Class 1 misdemeanor. Were you present for the group advisory that I gave?
Yes.
Did you understand that information, sir?
Yes.
All right. So first off, we'll ask about the attorney waiver form. Do you wish to hire an attorney, waive the presence of an attorney, or ask the court for a court-appointed attorney? There's no jail time on this case.
I'll do that at a different time.
Pardon me?
I'll do that at a different time, attorney.
Okay, so I need a decision today of whether you're going to hire one, waive the presence for today, or ask the court for a court-appointed attorney?
No waiver.
Okay, so you should have an attorney waiver form that the clerks at the front gave you. Okay, that last one there. So just, so this, at the top box, it says I do not want an attorney. You check that box. And then date and sign where it's highlighted. There you go.
What's today's date?
Today is April 1st. And then keep in mind that if you decide to change your mind, you certainly can do that. Just let us know about the attorney. All right. In that group advisory, I gave you the plea options. Did you understand those? Either guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Yes.
All
I
right.
don't believe he was here for the group advisory.
Was not here?
No, you checked in a little later, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me make you aware. You can plead either guilty, not guilty, or no contest. The Class 1 misdemeanor has a maximum fine of $2,500, 6 months in jail, and/or 3 years of probation, but there is no jail time. So whether you're found guilty at trial later, whether you plead guilty or no contest today, you're not facing jail time, okay? The other charge is that excessive speed violation. That's a Class 3 misdemeanor. That has up to a $500 fine plus surcharges. It also has a possibility of 30 days of jail and/or 1 year of probation. And again, there is no jail time. So same circumstances. You're not looking at any jail time. Prosecutors required to notify the court if they're looking for that. We don't have that notice, okay?
Okay.
The difference between a guilty and a no contest plea is if you plead guilty, you're acknowledging the facts and that you committed the crimes. If you plead no contest, you're not admitting or denying the facts of the case, but you're accepting the conviction. They both go on your criminal history, okay? Or you can plead not guilty, and if you do that, I'll schedule you for a pre-trial conference. Come back to court. You'll meet with the prosecutor. You and the prosecutor will have a discussion. You'll come here and then they'll pull you privately in an office. They'll talk about the case, may present to you the police report, any other evidence they might want to use at a trial at a later date. One of 4 things will happen when that meeting is over. Number 1, the case will in fact go to trial. Number 2, the case could enter a plea agreement that all parties agree on. Number 3, the case could be dismissed. Or number 4, the case could be continued, okay? In these charges, is it possible that you can get your driver's license back within a reasonable amount of time?
I'm working on that one. I have some issues with New Mexico.
Okay.
So that's why they put a hold on my license.
All right. So if you're able to, this is information to you. If you're in the process of getting that back already and you plead not guilty, that gives you a window to try to get that in your hands before the next court date. If you get that in your hands before the next court date, you can present that to the prosecutor to see if they'll give you some type of plea agreement. Maybe this will go from a criminal violation that goes on your criminal history to a civil violation. I can't say that that's what they'll do. I can't speak for them, but they may present you a case like that if you're able to get your license by the next court date. Okay, so that would be a potential resolve of that. Or you feel that you're not guilty of it and you go to a trial. That might be the case as well. But if you plead guilty or no contest, then I can sentence you today regarding that charge, and then we still have the excessive speed violation. Do you understand those options?
Yeah.
All right. Do you have any questions about how to plea or how you want to plea or what the pleas mean?
No.
All right. How do you wish to plead to either both charges or one at a time?
The driving with no license.
Okay.
Not guilty.
Okay, not guilty.
Yeah.
So another thing you can consider is if you're entering not guilty for one, then the whole thing can be sent to them, and then they can look at it for bargaining chips. Instead of pleading guilty to another one, you're coming back anyway. Then you can present the whole case to them and see if they'll offer you some type of plea offer with the charges. I'm not telling you what to do, but you can do that. Okay.
Yeah.
You want to just do that for both charges then?
Yeah, I can do that for both.
Okay. So I'll enter not guilty plea, and it'll be for both charges, and I'll get you your court date.
The excessive speed.
Pardon me?
The excessive speed.
Yes.
They gave me this. Can I do one of these for that?
Okay, so you do have an option. So you can attend the traffic school. Is that what you're interested in?
Yeah, I'll do that one for that one.
Okay. All right. So that does qualify because you're within the speed tolerance levels, and you haven't attended that traffic school in the last year.
No.
Okay. So we'll get that one scheduled for you. I'll give you another paper regarding that.
And then the driving one, I'll try to get my license by then.
Yeah, you'll come back for that on the pre-trial conference. So right now, I'm going to get your signature for your next court date on the pre-trial conference, 6/9/2026, 2:00 p.m. If you'd sign where it says defendant, I'll get you a copy of that here in a moment. Thank you. All right, any questions about anything that we talked about?
So for one, I gotta get the traffic score and
Yep,
the
we'll get
license,
that.
and
Correct.
bring it back to the next.
Yep, I'm getting you the instructions for the traffic school, and I'll show you some of the important parts of those instructions.
Okay.
And I'll give that copy to you today, and you'll walk out of here, and then you'll go later register for that class. Make sure that you complete it 7 to 10 business days before that next court date.
Okay.
And that'll take care of that, so thank you. So you have the, they normally notice us when you do it and you complete it, but they're going to give you a certificate of completion also. I would encourage you to send that to us also. If we get 2 copies, who cares? But then you know that you've sent it. Make sense?
Okay.
All right, sir, so I'll get your signature here. So that court date again is 5/1/2026 for the traffic one. Make sure that you complete it 7 to 10 days before that court date, okay? And I'll get your signature there.
Did you?
So you've got the one court date for the not guilty plea, okay, on the driving suspended. And then the next one is the court date for you to complete the traffic school 7 to 10 days before that date.
Okay.
You have any questions on any of that, sir?
If I complete it way before then, they can send it in. I can just send it in. And do I have to come back to court for this date?
So no, you don't need to come back on that date for the traffic school.
Okay.
All you got to do is complete the traffic school. Once it's done, they'll send us that you've completed it. But that's why I want to tell you to make sure you send a copy also.
Yeah.
You don't have to come back as long as you do that 7 to 10 days before that court date of 5/1.
Okay.
On the other one, yeah, you do have to come back to talk to the prosecutor on that one.
Okay.
All right. Any other questions on that?
No.
Okay. You're all set to go, sir.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.